Hey guys, what's up? 𝐾𝐖𝐨 here, with Visual Testaments, and I wanted to hop on here because I had an interesting dream last night. I do dream a lot. I don't ever share my dreams really on here, on YouTube or wherever, social media. I don't really do that. But I sensed that I need to share this dream. Donna was encouraging, my wife, she was encouraging me, you need to share your dream. I find it interesting there are a lot more people having dreams right now. And I think that's just a fulfillment of prophecy that the Holy Spirit said he will pour out his spirit on all flesh. The young men will dream dreams, the old men will see visions. And so, but he said he'll pour out his spirit on all flesh. And so I believe that that has happened. Although I've had a lot of dreams, and Donna's interpreted pretty much all of my dreams. I feel like I have weird dreams. I'm sure a lot of other people have weird dreams. There's some dreams like I have no idea what the meaning is of it, and so when I tell Donna, she instantly knows what the meaning is. So she's a dream interpreter. So I told her my dream. She said, "Babe, you got to share this dream, especially what's going on right now." And so I'm going to share this. Bear with me because I'm not that great of a dream teller. I'm just going to tell you how the dream went, and it probably not make sense to you. It may make sense to you if you're prophetic, but so anyways, my dream was this: is that I was going to work. I was in our company car. We call it a Taurus, and just a little four-door sedan, nothing special. I showed up to work, and what I've noticed is that I'm like completely naked. I'm completely nude, and I'm not alarmed of my nakedness or whatever. I'm not shamed or whatever. I just don't really care. I'm just naked. And so, but I get out of my car, and I showed up to work, and I'm parked on the side of a road where it's obviously the place where I'm supposed to be to work because everybody else is there. They're changing. They're changing out of their whatever clothes they were in to their work clothes. And I know, and it's probably like some type of construction job, whatever, because I noticed kind of out of the corner of my eye when I see in my car as I was getting out that there were guys unloading stuff off of a truck. And so I went over there and I said, well, I'll just make myself useful and I'll head over there and unload some stuff because I got the car. I'll just put it in the car and just take it to wherever they said they needed to take it to. So I grab a bag of concrete. And I just grab a bag, I think I put it in the trunk or something like that, and I take it over to wherever like this loading dock is. That I went over there and I've unloaded it, and I get back and I go to walk back to my car, and I noticed that my car, there was somebody in my car and they were changing. I'm thinking, what the heck? And now, so I was going to go up to the car door and like, I'm thinking, well, this person probably thinks that this is his car, and maybe he doesn't know that it's my car. So I walk up to the car and I'm just like, and I was going to knock on the window because I was noticing that they're changing, and I'm like, hey, and I said, I think you're in. Before I can even get it out to say this is my car, I realized it wasn't my car. Like, this isn't my car. And so I just kind of backed away, and I was like, well, that's weird. And then I kind of looked around. I was like, well, where's my car? And I realized that my car wasn't there. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And so, then I walk like this is a three-part dream. I'll kind of say that right now. It's kind of a three-part or three parts to this dream. It's not really a three-part dream. It's kind of a transitional type dream. So next thing I know, I'm like walking, down the road where I had my car parked. It was still really dark out, and I don't know if I mentioned that in this because it's actually my third time trying to record this. I keep getting interrupted with phone calls. But it's super dark at night. It's and I wouldn't say dark like at night, but like super dark early in the morning. So 0 dark 30 in the morning. It's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, where it's really super dark. So I'm walking to down this road from where my car was and where people were changing and all that stuff, and they're kind of just milling about, kind of getting ready for the day for work. But I noticed that there was a dock and there was a boat there, and so what I've noticed was that this ship, or what I thought it was like a military big ship, but it wasn't. It was like a tugboat sized ship. So I walk up on top of the first deck of the ship and go into the first compartment, which is, if you know anything about ships, like the bridgeway. And so I'm walking on the bridge of the ship, which is a very inner part of the ship where they steer the ship and all that stuff. And I walk in there and I notice like there's no one there. And so I'm looking around, and then here's the weird part of this dream, is that I knew that I was dreaming. Now I don't know if that means anything to most people, But for me, that's like the first time that I realized that I was actually dreaming, that I was in a dream. So that was kind of weird. So I was like, so the reason why I say that is because this is what I said. I said, Lord, I realize that I'm dreaming. What are you wanting me to see? What do you want me to notice? And then I realized that I can see in color. Like I was seeing color in my dream. I don't know if you guys dream in black and white or color or whatever, but I noticed that I can see in color because inside of the ship, there's wood paneling all around the inside of this bridgeway, this bridge of the ship. And so, but on the floor, there was a yellow path. You know, I don't know if you have ever seen like a yellow pathway, like for safety for people to stay on a certain path. Well, this path was yellow, and it was kind of marked down. It was going down a stairwell inside to lower levels of the ship. So I was like, okay. So I said, Lord, what do you want me to notice? What do you want me to see? What do you want me to take in? Kind of like, because I noticed that I was dreaming. So I was like, so I just started walking down the stairs and following this yellow path. And it's interesting because in the dream, I know this is going to sound funny. I was thinking like follow yellow brick road, and because it was yellow, I think that's why I was thinking that inside the ship. And when I was looking at inside the ship, when I was looking at this path, I was like follow the yellow brick road, you know. And so I followed this path that was leading down the stairs, this yellow path, and so I noticed that there was a door towards the at the end of this path, and so in this door had a window, just a regular standard sized door, and had a little tiny window that I can see through. And so when I saw through it, I saw a guy walking through towards me on the other side of that window, walking towards me. So I went to reach to the handle and open it up, and I noticed the guy was walking towards me. And he kind of just noticed me. He didn't say anything, but he was carrying in both hands. He had one item in one hand and one item in the other hand. It was like a orange or something. I can't remember. I don't know if it has much significance, but like it was like almost like a brick-sized object, and it was in his hand. And he had one in his left hand, one in his right hand. He was just carrying it, you know, openly, not like he was trying to hide or conceal. He was just kind of opening it. And then he turned to his right, you know, as I was standing in the door. He was walking towards me, and then he turned to the right, to my right, and to his left, and he turned and walked, continuing down the hallway. So as I stepped through that doorway, and I looked to the right, he was no longer there. But I noticed down the hallway, there's a bunch of lockers, like imagine a high school or a middle school. They have lockers up and down the corridor of the hallway, and I realized, okay, this is a school, and I noticed that there were lockers down the hallway, and I looked down to the right. Yep, there are still lockers and stuff like that. But I noticed that nobody was there, and I thought that this was odd. I was like, okay, and so I took a couple steps, kind of looked around, looked left and right, just kind of looking around. And so then I noticed another room just up the hallway some, just kind of a glass window, kind of an opening, big kind of window. And I kind of glanced in there, didn't notice anybody in there. And so then I took a couple more steps, and then I didn't notice anything, and then I woke up. And that was a dream. See, I told you it was a weird dream. And so I told that to Donna, and Donna said, well, okay, what do you think the dream's about? And I said, honestly, I have a couple things, but I don't know. And I kind of just ran through the dream again with her, and she was like, "What's your first thought? What's your first inkling of that dream?" And I was like, "I know a lot of people are having rapture dreams. I don't know if that was a rapture dream." And she goes, "It is. And that's why your mind goes right to that." And I was like, "Well, there's a lot of people who are having rapture dreams that are posting them on YouTube, and that's fine. I believe them. I believe the Lord's coming. So that's not I don't have an issue with that." But then I started piecing those things back together about the dream of like, okay, I had a dream, and Donna kind of helped me interpret the dream. She goes, "You had a car. You were naked. You're pure. All your intentions were pure. You felt no shame. You felt no fear. None of that. And then you were noticing people were changing." I said, okay. And so you also you had a car. I mean, we all know that when you have a vehicle in a dream, that means that stands for ministry. And so your vehicle was no longer there after a point. So you were taken away. Like your ministry was taken away, and you were taken away, and you were just witnessing the after effects. And so you were walking around, looking around, and then all of a sudden there was nobody there. Like there's nobody on the ship, you know, which stands for another type of ministry. And there was nobody in the classroom, because she said that ship, that little boat in that in the dream means ministry or church, and so there's nobody in the church, or there's no people for the church there anymore, if that makes sense. And there's nobody in the school, because it didn't seem like a high school. It seemed like a middle school. It wasn't like a big college or anything like that. I just noticed the lockers were small, like a high school hallway that had a bunch of lockers, but because of the size of the hallway and the size of the rooms, you know what I mean? Like when you walk into an elementary hallway, and like it just seems smaller versus a high school hallway where it's like wider, the halls are wider, the rooms are bigger, but there was like nobody there. So when I woke up, just kind of like, okay, what was that all about? So, hey, if you have an interpretation, you interpret dreams, comment in the message below. I'd love to hear what you think. But that's just a dream I had. Like I said, I was contemplating even posting this on here, because I just felt like it was weird. And, I don't know. I really don't. I don't post dreams on here. So, anyway, so let me know what you think. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye for now.